I am living in Windsor. I actually run my own private practice counseling service. I'm a social worker by trade. I was a camper actually originally in 2005, and then I was a CIT in 2008, and then on staff from 2009 to 2013. I would say transformative. After I left camp, I was in my undergrad. I finished up my undergrad. I actually spent a summer after I worked at camp. I traveled to Sri Lanka. I taught English for a summer, came back, went to grad school, and then I've been working since. So I just started my own practice. I bounced around for a little bit, kind of tried to find my niche, and I started my own practice actually just about a year ago. So I've been doing that for the past year, and it was scary. It was a very scary decision. I left a full-time job with benefits and a pension to be self-employed, and it was the best decision I've ever made, for sure. I don't know if I was a first year or a second year staff member, and I think it was Girls Week. And we, I can't remember what the theme of the week was, but I remember that we, after the campers went to bed on Thursday night, we set up the core with glow sticks and fairy lights. And I think we had hot chocolate, and there was like a little, I think we maybe had a little bonfire. And then we woke all the campers up to this like magical core and let them like run around for a little bit. And then the next morning we just pretended it didn't happen and that everyone had had the same dream. And the girls were like, no, it did happen. We were like, no, it didn't. It was, but I just remember it being like the look on the girls' faces when they came out was just like, oh, wow. I don't know, just that moment, the look on everybody's face just kind of sticks with me. Oh, this is a difficult one. I have a couple. I have a very memorable camp song, which would be The Days of the Week, because that is the first song I led in my own campfire, and I messed it up atrociously when I was a CIT. And I was like mortified, so embarrassed, and then I kind of like owned the song for the rest of the time I worked there, because I was like, I can't mess it up more than once. Like I can't do that bad again. So that one is definitely the most memorable, but I think my favorite is Sanctuary. I don't know why. It's just something that I find if I'm stressed or out and about, just kind of, it's something I hum to myself. It's still something I know all the words to and find very soothing. Definitely the motto, to do what needs to be done. I think that really resonated well with me growing up. I think it really made me a valuable employee when I was, trying to find my niche. Just seeing something that needs to be done, and rather than just walking past or trying to find somebody else to do it, just doing it yourself, right? It might not necessarily fall within your specific job criteria, but really, if a toilet needs to be plunged, a toilet needs to be plunged. You don't need to go find somebody else to do it, right? So I try to just, if it needs to be done, you do it, and you go from there. And I think that definitely has helped me a lot in my life. I don't know if it's necessarily advice, and I can't remember the first person who said it to me, but it's definitely something I go back to when I'm feeling overwhelmed or stressed. It's the serenity prayer. So God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I can't change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I find that truly, I think that's just so inspiring, and very much so. It kind of helps me. I'm a bit of an anxious person, but it really helps me kind of let go of the things that I can't change. And there's so many things we can't change and we wish we could. And I think you can spend your whole life kind of hung up on that. So that's kind of the motto, or the thing I go back to a lot. Okay, so I have this thing where I can't finish a book before I start a new one. So I'm reading like four things right now. um, and I think I read different things for different reasons. So I'm reading a couple of textbooks because I'm always taking courses, but I'm actually reading a book right now called Daring Greatly, which is about it's not like a self-help book, but it's definitely I would say along those lines. It's something about learning to kind of relinquish the overall lives and really focusing on in embracing vulnerability and doing things that are outside your comfort zone, because that's where you do your changing, that's where you do your growing. So yeah, I'm about a quarter of the way through it. I'm enjoying it. It's it's a good read. I like it. I would like to see Lexi Elmo Morrison and Stephanie Toes Voye.